I love how it was literally just going through a Sacred Stones playthrough, and what we get is a Sacred Stones banner. So I can immediately understand who these characters are, and I haven't forgotten. It's pretty nice. I gotta say, no Radiant Dawn banner. I guess no Tokyo Mirage Session banner has happened yet, so maybe I play those games, and maybe the banner happens. Oh, that'd be superstitious. I don't really believe that. But yeah, let's take a look at these units, yeah?
Let the lesson begin.
What's up guys, Akariss here, bringing you another Fire Emblem Heroes video. Today's video, as you no doubt can guess, is the impressions reaction video to our new permanent Sacred Stones banner. Now, one thing I gotta say is at first I didn't really understand why he ended up as an Ascended hero, but after a little bit of thought into it, I kinda get it. I'll talk about that once we actually get to Joshua in this video, but generally speaking, this is definitely... I definitely was a bit confused at first because obviously Ice and Flame and the way they introduced it with like Fjorm and Leg Yarn and such implied that I thought it was going to go to like OCs and stuff, and it may very well still be the case, but Joshua was a bit of a surprise, no doubt. Okay, so one thing I want to say, because I think it's pretty funny that this happened, is if you don't follow like the live streams and Twitch streams and such, I'm actually playing through Sacred Stones right now. So this is kind of funny. I started my playthrough like on Christmas, and I've been doing a few streams as well, usually after FEH content. So if you want to check out some FEH content on my stream, we got, you know, really high level AR gameplay, plus arena assault, whatnot. But after all that, because usually the stream for that's about an hour or two, come check out some Sacred Stones gameplay. Come check me out playing casual mainline Fire Emblem games and getting 1% crits and hitting 30% or missing 99%, because that pretty much happens. That's the experience of mainline FE. Anyways, that's my little take there on maybe considering joining the stream. If you do, it's in the description, of course. So yeah, guys, let's talk about this banner. Before we do though, smash the like button and sub. Thanks guys, as always, appreciate it. Gonna watch through the video as I normally do and give you my thoughts on every unit as they happen. So let us begin. Starting with Neimi. Neimi. I don't really know how to pronounce the name. I'm sure someone comments will pronounce me. Correct me on that. Anyways, so Red Bow Archer. There aren't too many of these actually. The only ones that come to mind in the permanent pool are Midori and Igreen. So I guess it's a pretty rare role. I actually like this archer in her game, and I try to use her despite her terrible strength stat, and I'm sure she's going to have not a high attack stat to kind of represent that fact, but here we are. So she comes with Rapid Crier Bow, because she's a crybaby, of course, so that fits her style. Comes with Speed Res Bond, which apparently is new and I didn't even know, so... big shock there, I suppose. Joint Drive Res and her... yeah, that's whatever. I mean, I guess you could pick up both on fodder. Not too bad of a fodder option to get you both a level 4 A and C skill. In terms of her weapon, though, so... again, might seem like a lot of text, because I feel like every weapon has this nowadays. But what this weapon pretty much does is she gives attack speed gap to someone on your team, and then has a within 3 spaces condition to just, as long as she's close to someone, she gets 5 to all stats, and then an additional attack bonus based on those attack and speed bonus. It's a very self-sufficient, pretty okay weapon. It's not like amazing, because, you know, we see all these like super wall of text and like crazy weapons and such, but this weapon isn't bad at all. It actually makes her a pretty solid carry. It's kind of like a half Blade Tome on your friends kind of effect, where like your friends are bonus and then you get a bunch of bonuses to the attack stats. So that's kind of cool, especially since it's self-sufficient and provides the attack speed gap, right guys? So not too bad. I think someone like, honestly, Male Corrin is a solid partner with this. He ends up with really high attack speed, gets the gap skill from her weapon, and then she gets a bunch of extra attack based on that. You could also think about the synergy there with Legendary Female Byleth, who gets, I believe, 7 attack and 7 speed off of her Oath skill, which obviously is a even bit higher than 6/6. That's very minor synergy, very minor optimization, but it's definitely something to think about. And if you're an Neimi fan, you can definitely try to make her work, but obviously not some kind of like crazy meta unit by any means. Definitely would have a place, I think, as an AR offense carry or AR defense potentially.
The name's Rennac. I'm a world-class thief.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. Okay, so green thief infantry. Yeah, that one doesn't ring any bells to me as having much competition. I'm probably forgetting like infantry, green infantry thieves, and yeah. Okay, so I literally just checked. There is literally not a single green infantry thief in this game. So Rennac is the first of that, which is kind of cool, I guess. That makes him unique in that role. What's to say that there won't be another one in time? Because unfortunately, he's not with a preference weapon. And I mean, his stats could save him, but stats never last. They just get creeped, right? Okay, so what he does come with in terms of fodder, though, is very nice, especially since that's in the green pool, which is solo 4, disarm trap, and courtly fan on the weapon. That is a very nice mix of fodder here. So you can absolutely pick up disarm trap 3 and solo 4, which is totally cool. And of course, this weapon is already really good. It's a self-null follow-up effect, can be combined with like wind sweep, used on defense quite a bit, gives you attack and speed. It's a really good weapon. It's the one that was found on Dancer Ethlin, also in codes too. But yeah, so really good fodder unit. Can't say too much about the unit himself because nice. Because obviously he's no preference weapon.
People in my profession have sharp eyes. Far off.
Okay, so blue infantry thief. Now this one does have some friends in this role, specifically Yilger and Ryoma, Hoshiden Dancer Ryoma. So those two definitely are overlapping in the role. I don't think Hoshiden Dancer Ryoma matters, but Yilger has a preference weapon already and is likely due for a refine soon, very soon actually, within a few months. So Colm is likely not interesting, at least in that respect. He might have better stat spread for sure because he's a more recent unit, but unfortunately Yilger, if you have Yilger, definitely will probably be better with the refine coming up, because most refines are pretty good nowadays. However, he is in the 3-4 star pool after this banner expires, so maybe he'll be pretty solid there as a pickup. Doesn't really come with anything notable in fodder except the weapon, which is Ouch Pouch, which was on Hot Springs Camilla way back when. Now that is a very powerful dagger actually, and can see a lot of use in many modes, because this effectively can make you accelerate a lot of good specials, including AoEs and big nukes like Glacies, Luna, Dragon Fang, whatever, and even lethality, which is pretty new. So this dagger definitely solid, definitely has a place. So Colm's pretty much a fodder unit, but I don't think he'd be too bad for merging once we see the stat spread as well. It's just that I feel like Yilger with a refine likely will outclass him. And here we have it. Ascended Joshua. Now this is definitely a surprise to me at first, but I realize why this kind of happened if you think about it. So Joshua is fairly popular. This looks like a promotion of him. I think this is the assassin variant rather than the swordmaster variant in this game. So Ascended versions pretty much are like promotions in FE, I guess, and they're going to take popular characters like this. If you think back, even a little bit back, they were doing promotions on other characters in different forms, like legendary heroes, for example, versus the non-legendary versions. of a lot of the heroes in the game. Popular characters got alts that obviously look like promotions as well. So this kind of concept has existed, and I guess they're just going to move it over to Ascended. Popular characters like Joshua. Another thing to note though is that Josh was one of the few early Tempest Trials freebies, so I guess it kind of makes sense. Although we're not having a Tempest Trials with this, it'll be Forging Bonds. But that's the rationale I can assume here for Joshua. And if you guys have any other ideas, like share it in the comments below, I guess. As for his role, he's a colorless Dagger infantry, and right away I'm going to tell you that unless you're pretty much Yuri incarnate, you're not going to take Yuri's role. Because Yuri is an amazing colorless infantry Dagger unit. Definitely the best one in the game right now. However, there probably is something else here that could make him quite usable and quite good, which we'll take a look at. So with Joshua, he does come with green feud, which I guess they're really pumping out these feud skills pretty quickly. I'd still think that colorless feud is the best one because a lot of supports tend to be colorless, and this green feud would likely just be good against green carries, which I don't feel are as common as blue carries. Green carries for sure exist, such as Brave Edelgard and Bike and whatnot. I guess a little bit more outdated, but definitely the blue feud should be the most impactful against carries, I'd say. I don't really feel like this would be the best C slot for someone like Joshua anyways. Times Pulse probably ends up being better. So, yeah. Anyways, weapon is Slaying. Good. It's got that really easy 25% HP condition, as we expect. So this might as well not exist, like, let's be honest. There's no reason there's a 25% HP condition at this point. Just throw in all these effects. So yeah, he ends up inflicting speed defense -6, similar to Marianne's debuff, I guess. Except with defense instead of res. Brave Marianne, that is. And he neutralizes bonuses to speed defense. Yep. So pretty similar. Okay, so this is where the interesting part in his weapon lies, which is a or condition, which we don't actually see that many. But effectively this means as long as he's in a cardinal direction, so if a unit is like above him, to the right of him, left, or below him directly, then he's going to do a wind sweep effect, cannot counterattack. That's kind of cool. The otherwise means that if he's not in a cardinal direction, but rather he's in a diagonal direction, then he just does 15% true damage. That's a cool idea. I like that they do experiment with this sort of stuff. So you might actually want to attack from a particular direction based on this weapon. That's interesting. But if you actually think about it for a moment, we're in 2022, and knowing a lot of units in the game, they could have just combined these effects onto like the weapon and not even have this like or condition. Like let's be honest, he could have just had both effects there, and he'd still be the same. So I guess it's a little bit disappointing, but at least it makes the gameplay more interesting. I just wish, I guess, they had more impactful effects rather than just wind sweep and true damage, but rather something else, maybe like a pulse smoke effect or maybe a swap effect like what Layla had, I guess. But I guess that would replace Layla, so maybe not. But the fact that this gameplay change exists is kind of cool. Definitely kind of cool, at least. I'm interested in what they do with like a lot of these Ascendeds, because they have been very powerful in their own right. Okay, so it looks like we're getting this, I honestly forgot his name. I'm literally playing through the game and I forgot his name. Really creepy Grado mage guy. Let's call him that guy, okay? So he's now here. He's probably our blue tome GHB. Also, that might be a preference tome. I do not recognize it. Guys, in comments, let me know. So that pretty much concludes this banner, folks. I don't really think it's worth a spark. They really should not be chasing Ascended Florets. They're not that impactful. So wouldn't really be spending it on that. Especially if you're FEH Pass, you should be saving your orbs for legendary remixes and legendary banners, and potentially even double special banners. That is definitely the place to be saving your sparks for. If you're not FEH Pass, then remixes Like, this is still not really going to be worth your sparks. With Hero Rises also potentially coming in the anniversary, there's just a good time to just skip this banner and save orbs. I guess that could be the should you pull of this section. But generally speaking, yeah, it's a pretty solid skip, and I wouldn't really be pulling for anything other than collection reasons at this point for these guys. You could very well just see them in a future pity break. They're not that impactful. So yeah, guys, that pretty much concludes my impressions and reactions to the Sacred Stones banner. Let's see in the future if we get a Radiant Dawn banner, because it's literally been since Canagus. It's even before Tokyo Mirage Sessions, by the way, since we've had a banner from Radiant Dawn. And yeah, Tokyo Mirage Sessions, I don't know about that. I don't really think that's happening, because I felt like that was more of a promotional banner than an actual like main state game. But anyways, that's it from me, guys. Let me know what you think of this banner in the comments below. There will be another poll on the community tab, so go check that out. If you want to actually watch me play Sacred Stones, again, check out my Twitch channel. And finally, if you love the content I do and you want to show your support, maybe join the Discord and talk with us there. Patreon. Thank you, guys. See you in the next one. Much love. Peace.
It's over.